Hi there guys, welcome to Dino's World. Today I have the ownership review of the Ultraviolette F77. This is the limited edition model, one of the first few lucky owners to have gotten a serial numbered vehicle and taking delivery alongside the likes of Ranvijay sir or Dulkar sir, and this man is one lucky soul for sure. And apart from that, why did he choose this? How has the journey been, and did he face any challenges as an owner? Because many of you kept asking me to feature an ownership review of the F77. So finally I found the right kind of owner and a proper enthusiast who loves motorcycles and who absolutely rides by his heart. So first now I'm going to introduce him to you. Let's not waste any more time. Here is Mr. Aditya. Say hi, Aditya.
Hi guys.
And he is a proper bike enthusiast by heart, and this is the first time I'm meeting him. Doesn't feel like I'm meeting him for the first time, and that's the camaraderie that defines the biking brotherhood. He showed up with a smile on his face. He agreed to share his ownership experience to help fellow owners or fellow wannabe owners of the Ultraviolette F77. So let's not waste any more time. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's get this started. Question number one: how did you come to know about Ultraviolette and why did you choose F77?
So I came across Ultraviolette as a company in 2019, essentially when I was looking for an upgrade over my previous bikes. I was looking to get a premium bike of mine and thought, okay, let's go beyond petrol and see what other companies are there. And naturally Ultraviolette came to light, and yeah, I've been following them since, and I booked it in 2019 itself. And the major reason for me to select the Ultraviolette F77 was the looks, and it looks futuristic and it seems like the future is right now, it's here. And to top it, a completely Indian made brand, amazing.
Now a very important question: what other bikes have you owned before owning the F77?
So I still have that GT535. I had a CBR 250R. I have a Xpulse 200 4V, a Ninja 650, and this Ultraviolette F77 limited edition.
So having transitioned from those motorcycles or owning them side by side, what is the kind of difference you feel when you ride the F77?
So when I ride my F77, particularly in Mumbai, it's a part of electric vehicles, right? That you don't get any heat. There is no vibrations. It is such a freeing ride. It is like pure motorcycling in its sense. I do not get any heat. I have vibration-free acceleration and instant torque. It is just a biker's dream.
So how many kilometers have you clocked on your F77, and primarily what do you use it for? Is it a daily driver?
So I have currently clocked around 13,700 kilometers and growing, and I generally use it for my daily commute and essentially night speed runs.
In the city, do you feel the difference like immediately apparent? Like as you said, no heat apparent, no vibrations, instant torque, instant overtaking power. So that kind of cyberpunk universe experience in real life, does it feel surreal for you?
It definitely is. Like everyone on the road is just ogling at this bike whenever you pass through it, because hardly anyone can hear it even when you pass them at very close distance as well. But yeah, the ride experience is just too good. It actually feels like you're just flying through the air with nothing between your legs. I just going for it.
I think that was the tagline as well, right? Get ready for takeoff or something. You have a little bit of aerospace engineering getting into this machine. Like you feel, I did a top speed recently on the super street, and it sounds like a jet engine, like when it is hitting the top speed. Have you experienced that as well?
Yes.
While cruising on the highway? Yeah.
So when you are riding, the rider can hear the motor whine, the chain going around, and it just wants you to keep going. It is just amazing. It is not slow by any means, let me tell you, you know that.
3 words: jet, set, go. Do you agree?
Definitely, jet, set, go is a very nice.
So can you just tell us a little about the real world riding dynamics of this bike? I mean, the pothole ridden city streets, the speed breakers, the rumblers. How does it perform in day-to-day commuting traffic?
So Mumbai is a city of potholes, but this has been nothing but wonderful in the city. So it has preload adjustable front and even rear suspensions. So I've set it up according to my weight, and it has been brilliant. Like hardly I have bottomed out the suspensions, even with a pillion. And just ride at even higher speeds is just too stable. It is amazing. The chassis behaves brilliantly. Like you have control over it at the max level, and it is very stable even when you tip it into the corners.
Now, there's another part of the question which talks about the pillion comfort. Now, I think I'm the best person to talk about it. I don't think he ever traveled as a pillion, because that bike is not meant to be ridden as a pillion. It has to be, you know, the pilot sitting in his cockpit and, you know, absolutely launching the bike. But today I had the privilege of sitting as a pillion after ages, and I have to tell you, it's very, very practical, man.
Yeah.
It is very comfortable. I don't know how, have any of your friends complained?
Not really. They just complained about getting on a taller bike, but once they are on it, no issues.
Exactly. Once you sit on the bike, the seating is well padded, it's well cushioned, the balance is right on point, so you don't feel a little awkward sitting so tall. You feel completely, you know, planted and completely secure and confident, even for a pretty decent long ride, at least through the city streets, I believe.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to EVs, range anxiety is something everyone tried to highlight, but with the long range it already has on offer. Has it ever, you know, occurred to you that, or ever thought of the range getting over, or range being not sufficient enough, especially when you've done the weekend rides or also the city rides, or sometimes when you had to go for an urgent commute, and you had decent enough range and you had no worries, because already this bike has got you covered in terms of eliminating range anxiety. What do you have to say?
So mine is a recon model, so an IDC range of 320 plus kilometers. So range anxiety is not that I have something that I have faced. In city it is more than adequate. Even if I have 30% of range, I can go around Mumbai without a doubt. And for longer rides as well, because it's a 300 kilometer range IDC, I can go easily and then charge in between. By the time the battery of this needs charging, I also need a break. So I naturally take a break, and by the time I just charge it and head out again.
How do you find the ease of finding charging stations for the F77?
So let me tell you one thing, there's not a lot of scarcity of charging points actually. So this comes with a boost charger, and it just needs a 16 ampere plug. So you go to any petrol pump, they have a 16 ampere plug. You just have to ask nicely and they will help you out. Trust me, guys. And along with the charging infrastructure, Ultraviolette is also putting up new supernova chargers along the way, along highways. So it is very convenient for us to just go plug it in and charge. And now that they have come up with the UV link as well, that is an exciting gadget that I want to get my hands on. I've already placed an order for it, but yeah, using that I can essentially just pull into any four-wheeler charging station and then charge my bike on it, which is an exciting proposition.
Can you just brief us about the cost of ownership and the amount of money you ended up saving by switching to EV?
Definitely. Yes, so cost of ownership for this, naturally being an EV, is very low. Like I spend hardly 600 rupees on one service, and paid service is around 2000 rupees, which is fine for a big bike like this. And in terms of fuel savings, so I get around say 280 to 90 kilometers on one charge, and one charge takes around 10 units of electricity. So depending on where you stay, let's say it is 100 rupees, 10 rupees per unit. So in 100 rupees I am getting 290 kilometers. You can't beat that range.
What do you have to say about my favorite riding mode, the ballistic mode, as well as the top speed you might have tried to hit on this machine?
Yeah, so the ballistic mode on it is just too good. Once you go ballistic, you don't even feel like changing the modes, like getting into glide or combat, but it just gives you torque throughout, and it just does not flatten out. It does eventually at 120, 130s, but essentially speaking, in a town like Mumbai, you don't get that much of space to hit those speeds. Having said that, I have attempted the top speed on this in Ambi Valley, and I got around 156, and it was still exhilarating. And amazing experience. Just the air going through and the sound of the motor, it is too good, too good.
Another great thing about this bike is the way it is designed. I keep saying it's straight from the cyberpunk universe. What kind of reactions do you get every day, riding it through the city?
So yeah, design is a major point that I got this bike in the first place. But wherever I go, people are just awestruck by the design because it is a faired bike, but it is a naked bike essentially. And people in first guess who do not know that this is an electric vehicle, do not guess that this is an electric vehicle. Let me tell you that. People think that this is a super sport and it is some Italian monstrosity, but it is not. It is a very friendly bike to live with, and it is all designed and made here in-house in Bangalore.
So tell us a little about the Ultraviolette service, after-sales service and the customer support in real world conditions. As a customer, how have they treated you, and are you satisfied, or are you a happy customer?
Right. So after sales service has been brilliant. They are very proactive in solving any issues that I would have, and I just reach out to them. I give them a direct call. I have a person. Every owner basically has a dedicated person that they can call to if they encounter any issues on their bike, and it is solved within a week or within a day essentially. And now that they have a presence in Mumbai in terms of the space station, the service station is attached to it. So the servicing has even gotten better, and they are very proactive in letting you know when your service is due. You get notifications from your mobile app as well. And yeah, there's not a lot of servicing to do, but just preventive maintenance is, Ultraviolette is on top of it.
So can you just talk about the connected tech that the F77 has on offer, and the user interface, how fluidly it works? Is there any issues, any bugs, or have they fixed the bugs already with the software updates? What was your ownership experience from the beginning till now?
Yeah, now the experience has been pretty flawless, I would say. Everyone gets a dedicated Ultraviolette app with the bike, which they have to register to. Mine being a limited edition bikes comes to the screen, which is a very nice touch. Then I have navigation built into this, Map My India navigation. So yeah, earlier there was a lag in the navigation system to load, but the overall system on the bike used to be pretty flawless, and it still is flawless, and it works perfectly fine. No issues. And now with some additions to the app, I can even see what rides I did, what was my top speed, what was my range, how did I ride, and then go back and reflect upon that, and then improve my riding style as well.
And how's the community building happening? Like, do they conduct rides on a weekly basis? How's the UV community, faring or brewing with activity here in Mumbai?
So Mumbai, it is still growing. And we recently had a 26 January ride organized by the Ultraviolette people, and we went to Lonavala for it. And yeah, it is a building stage. Everyone there is an enthusiast. They want to meet other people. It's a very tightly knit group. So we enjoy talking about Ultraviolette and bikes on a regular basis on the app and on WhatsApp as well.
And what about this Gen 1 to Mach 2 upgrade program that we heard about when they released the Mach 2? How did it come across with the Gen 1 owners who invested their trust in the brand? How did it all go?
So when the Mach 2 was launched by Ultraviolette, they held an event for every city essentially, and they invited the Gen 1 owners. And a surprise to us was they gave the software updates that came with Mach 2 as a complimentary upgrade for the Gen 1 owners for showing their trust in the brand. And it was a very fresh breath of air. Like, we felt like the brand is taking care of us, and they do. And it has been a fantastic experience riding the Mach 1 and Mach 2. I'm essentially getting two bikes in the
same motorcycle.
Yeah.
Two experiences.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel post the update? Like, do you feel it's been a comprehensive update, or have they listened to the owner's feedback and given you all the right kind of updates that you've been hoping for?
Yes, they did. So one of our complaints essentially was that the ballistic is not that ballistic. So in the initial stages, they did it for safety purpose. So it used to slowly take off. It used to build speed gradually. Then we said, no, we want the ballistic to be ballistic. And they listened, and Mach 2 it just goes. And it is an amazing experience. Plus added traction control, 9 levels of regen, just too good.
One final question. If you were to pick only one feature as your favorite feature of this motorcycle, what would it be?
The favorite feature of this motorcycle for me would be when the screen goes red, it turns ballistic and I just go like I'm just gone, and it is a amazing feeling to get the ballistic mode on any bike. It is, the feeling is just too different.
And have you seen the expressions of the ICE owners when you zoom past them in the ballistic mode? Have you ever noticed that?
I definitely have. Even when like I have handed my bike to my friends to ride, they are just awestruck. They just come back smiling ear to ear. They are like, the ballistic mode on this is just fantastic. It might not be as fast as 1000cc bikes that they ride, but they come back smiling ear to ear, and they just love that feature.
Okay guys, so that wraps up a very short, sweet and concise ownership experience, especially defining the character of the motorcycle. You have the right kind of owner owning it as well. I think the rest of the fleet of the the F77 also are sensible riders, mature riders who know what they want, who know what they're riding, and who know what the future looks like or feels like. And it makes us feel really proud as Indian motorheads that an Indian brand or a couple of visionaries, two young lads with an amazing vision, have come forward to create a revolution that's going to set standards across the world. So this is just the beginning. Wishing you all the best, Aditya. I'm sure that smile is going to get brighter and wider as you ride more and more, and may the ballistic force be with you.
Thank you.
Cheers. And tell us a little bit about this aftermarket windscreen.
So this is my jugaad, as per se.